Hello and welcome to another Gaming with Killatia. Today we're taking a look at another retro game. This time it's Gradius 3 for the Super Nintendo. Now, two questions are probably on your mind. Why are we taking a look at an old Super Nintendo game? And why do I have a shark on my head? Why, first off, I thought this was an awesome Christmas gift from my uncle. And secondly, after playing Otomedius Excellent for a whole lot of time, even after I've done a review for it, I decided to see how the older Gradius games hold up. I'm looking at specifically Gradius 3 on the Super Nintendo because that's the version I remember playing the most and one I had the most fun with. So anyways, let's get right down to the game. Originally a 1990s arcade game, Gradius 3 was released as a Super Nintendo launch title in 1991. And this game does a fantastic job of showing off the system's capabilities in its early days. Best feature in Gradius 3 has to be the sound quality. This game had some of the best music in the early days of the Super Nintendo, and I found the music in this game to be much better than those in Otomedius Excellent. Another great feature in Gradius 3 is the customization that you get with this game. You can change anything you want with your ships, from missiles to doubles, lasers, and even the different options that you can use. This unique feature, in my eyes, is what made Gradius so much different from all the other space shooters at the time. The graphics in Gradius 3 are pretty decent. They're not as good as I remember it to be, but there is some moments when the details are pretty damn good, like in this boss battle in the first level. Despite the simple look of the game, it is prone to a lot of slowdowns for some reason. Now, it's not that big of a deal, and I understand that it was a launch title for the Super Nintendo, but it's kind of disheartening for a game to go from 60 frames per second down to 30 frames in a blink of an eye. Just as I said in my Otomedius Excellent review, the controls in the Gradius franchise has always been a little slow and sluggish, at least until you upgrade your speed ups. And Gradius 3 is no different. Unless you want slow and sluggish throughout the game, I suggest you upgrade your speed for a much more fluid experience. If there is something nitpicky I can say about this game, but yet can still be an advantage to it, is the hard difficulty in Gradius 3. This is the kind of old school game that is challenging and will kick your butt for every mistake that you make. Heck, this game is so old school in its difficulty that it even limits you the amount of continues that you have throughout the game. And you know what? That is a negative that is also a positive, because this is a kind of challenge that is missing from today's game, like in Otomedius Excellent, which gives you an unlimited amount of continues. And in this kind of challenge that makes you aware of your surroundings so you don't make the same mistakes, is the same kind of challenge that makes you look for your enemies' advantages and patterns to take advantage of, and when you do, you finally get the opportunity to face the greatest threat in outer space. Gigantic alien Easter Island heads! Yeah, it's a crazy idea, but at least it's not crazy dark and space crazy. Honestly, there isn't much to hate about Gradius 3. Yeah, there is some slowdowns, and it is a tad bit harder than today's game, but it still is a very fun, challenging game with awesome music, decent graphics, and awesome controls once you upgrade the speed capabilities of the Vic Viper. really enjoyed Gradius 3 when it was originally a Super Nintendo title, and I still enjoy this game to this day. Hell, it may not have a much replay value as today's games, but it does have a whole lot of challenge, and that challenge is what keeps you playing in this game. It's the kind of replay value that is lost in these days of gaming. So, if you enjoy Otomedius Excellent, I do suggest picking up Gradius 3 or any of the other Gradius games. I got this version for about $8 on Nintendo's Virtual Console. I don't know off the top of my head how much a regular copy of this game is worth, but if it's like around the same price as the Virtual Console version, go on ahead and pick it up. I give Gradius 3 a solid B. This is Killatia signing off, and hope to see you next time.